Hello, welcome to Skill Check, the positive gaming podcast from YMCA Exeter. Becky, you are back.
I'm back, everybody.
How was your holiday?
Yeah, it was great, thanks. I had a great time.
I must say, what is unseen during this podcast is the amount of organisation and just generally keeping me in line that goes on, and it just runs so much smoother. So thank you for coming back from holiday.
Oh, I'm so happy that I'm back from my holiday.
Oh my days, I've just publicly complimented you. We're gonna have to scratch this and just move on quickly.
I know, I love it when I get colleagues telling me that they're really glad that I'm back from my holiday. I mean, I like being on holiday, but it's nice to know that, I'm needed.
Anyway, let's move on quickly.
Yeah.
We have the game of the week. I'm not going to talk about what the game of the week is yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have another chat about Twitch.
Yeah.
Because,
I wasn't here last week, so I feel like I want to
Yes. But first things first, we've got gaming news. And now it's time for gaming news.
I am going to make it jingle.
Do it.
Right. Our first piece of gaming news, and it is the big piece of gaming news that we've been waiting for a long time.
It's been the story of the last, I don't know how long.
I think we've been talking about it for over a year.
At least.
Yeah. So
it's the saga. It's never ended.
It's
Well,
it's
until
at
now.
an end. So Microsoft has sealed its long-awaited deal for Activision Blizzard at a cost of £56 billion to the company. It comes after the UK regulator gave the green light for the purchase. The UK Competitions and Marketing Authority said that its concerns have been addressed after it blocked the original bid. Following the announcement of the deal, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick confirmed in a letter to staff that he would be stepping down at the end of 2023. Microsoft will now control games such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush, with the first two games beginning to appear on Game Pass next year. Meanwhile, as part of the deal, Call of Duty will continue to be available on the PlayStation platform till 2038.
Yeah.
It's been completed.
It's been a while. Games themselves, there's a rumour that we're going to see the first drop of games on Game Pass Tuesday just gone. Mm-hmm. That obviously was just a rumour.
Yeah, so they like the company itself is saying 2024 before any of the games drop on Game Pass. So you'll be waiting a little bit longer for that.
And they're blaming the length of time it took the whole process to complete.
Yeah.
For that, I don't know, but
yeah,
that's their official party line. Hopefully, this means that come, I don't know, early January, there'll be something. May not be the big games, but it could just be the smaller, older games.
Are you excited?
I'm looking at you, Crash Bandicoot.
Are you excited? Is that actually Activision Blizzard? Is it? I didn't know that.
I want to say yes. I thought yes, and when I said it,
okay. Yeah, I think it is actually. I feel like it's got.
I do have a panic. I'm having a panicked moment of doubt.
He's going to Google.
I am going to Google.
I'll keep talking while he's
podcast.
Googling. Yeah, so it's happened. It is. It was a big, and part of the deal was that Xbox couldn't just go, we're going to have all of these games just on Xbox, and that was a big push. Like the competition and marketing authorities basically said that if they were going to keep all of their games for themselves, they weren't allowed to get through the bid, and so they've made assurances to the Competition Marketing Authority, CMA, to say that they are not going to do that. In reality, we don't know what that looks like yet, so it definitely will be. You'll definitely be able to play Call of Duty until 2038. After that, who knows? But we'll see what happens. He is Googling away. Did you find it? Is it part of Activision? Just type in Activision, Crash Bandicoot Activision. Do you not know how to Google things? In 2006, the publishing rights transitioned to... Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at you, Crash Bandicoot.
He's waiting for the day with Crash Bandicoot.
Just, an older game. That's all I want to start with. Just a nice platformer.
Yeah, I actually own Crash Bandicoot.
I know.
So
you should play it more.
I play a fair amount.
Excellent.
It's not like you can play it on the Switch. You can play it on all kinds of platforms.
I know, but I just want it on Game Pass because I just don't want to spend the extra money.
Yeah, so that is, I mean, it's the big news of the week. It's all over the internet. There's lots of like, if you want to find out what it means for you, there's an article on the BBC website that literally lists off all the questions you might have in terms of like gaming, and you can like it will give you little paragraphs as to answers.
In short, if you have Game Pass, it means a lot of extra games will probably be coming next year.
Yeah. Great. Our second piece of gaming news, Minecraft. Minecraft has broken yet another sales record during a weekend event in, I can't even say that, Mandang Studios revealed it has now sold 300 million copies worldwide. It is the first individual game to reach that milestone. The only other games to have reached that milestone are franchises such as Mario and Tetris, which are both considered series. So they're not just one game, they're like many games.
So that means... different games from the Mario series.
Yeah, so it would be a collection of different Mario games.
Okay, so
and Tetris is
Minecraft is the only singular game.
And so Tetris is counted as a series because of the different changes in graphics and different things. So Minecraft's the only game with a singular game. So and the head of Minecraft Studios, Helen Tang, said that the 300 million figure was a milestone no one could have dreamed about when they were placing their first blocks. Minecraft was first made available in 2011 and was bought by Microsoft in 2014. It is extremely popular with both adults and children alike. We tried to play it during lockdown and it is too confusing. We're going to talk about it later.
Yeah, so we'll come back to Minecraft in general.
Yeah,
but I think it'll be interesting to see because it's one of those games where people do get multiple copies.
Yeah. Yes.
So I know we've got one for Switch. We've got one on our Fire tablet.
Yeah.
I think I bought one for PC.
Yeah.
Ages ago.
It's definitely a game that people buy multiple copies of. Because the other thing they say is that you can transfer your data from one platform to another, so you just have to log in and then you can, so people will buy multiple versions of the game so they can play it on multiple platforms in the same space, if that makes sense. So that's what they're saying, like it is definitely, it's not individual sales, it's more that collectively you will buy multiple generally if you'll really into it you'll have a PC version and an Xbox version
even with that kind of taken into account, 300 million copies. I can't.
It's crazy.
I'm going to need some sort of graph to show you what that actually means in real life.
Well, I will at some point find you a graph and it will show you the next one. Like I think like that would be the thing, is the benchmark for like the next one down is only like 186 million copies or something like that.
Only 186 million.
So, but that's like almost half of the 300 million copies. So that's, it's a big milestone for Minecraft.
Massive.
Yeah, it's huge. And it is like, we definitely have young people that play at a youth club and they're obsessed with it, and they do then spend all of their time playing Minecraft, and then they just go and watch videos of other people playing Minecraft. That's the thing.
Cool.
So, we can talk more about that later, I'm sure. Our final piece of gaming news is Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, one of the biggest games this year, is on a release on PlayStation 5 this week. The reviews have praised the action-adventure game's technical leaps over its PlayStation 4 prequel. The game is PS5 exclusive with a price tag of $69.99. It is an expensive game. The game itself has reignited a debate about cost and game length, with the main story clocking in at around 15 hours. The creative director of the game says that he is confident the game is worth the £70 price tag.
Well, he would.
Yeah. The developers say that with all of the side quests, the total playtime is around 40 hours. And the game players are saying that they want more for their money. The developers say that the experience of the game makes it worth the expensive price tag. It is expensive. And
I think there is something there about the cost of games.
Yeah.
And I think two things. If you can't afford the game, don't buy the game.
Yeah.
Please. Wait for a sale. If people are buying games that they can't really afford, actually that sends the wrong message anyway to to developers. And also, there was this thing the other day about the price tag of games. If 70 quid is the new normal, it's going to stop people taking chances on games they're not sure about.
Yeah.
They're going to be less keen to try out new things because 70 quid is a lot of cash.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether that puts people off. I've already had a conversation with someone who is already got it and is like wanting to play it and stuff, so that'll be interesting. It's definitely not put them off. It'll be I just think it's so much money to spend on just one game, and also when it's only 15 hours.
But I think this is probably almost not the right game to have that conversation around.
Yeah.
Because it is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's a huge kind of IP.
Yeah.
It's I mean, movie studios had their own war over who got to have Spider-Man in their movies because Spider-Man brings in the money. But it would be interesting. What about other kind of less kind of mainstream names?
From what I've seen, the graphics are really good. I watched the trailer the other day. It looked really cool. And I think like I have played a little bit of the PS4 version, not loads, just like I think my brother-in-law had it and we played it on his PS4. And so we played a little bit, but like it is, I mean, it's definitely a leap on from that. But I mean, for me, spending 70 quid on any game, I mean, I was trying to get a game for my holiday and I wouldn't spend 40 quid on it. So it'll be interesting to see how well it does with that kind of price tag.
I just get Mario Wonder for like a third off from Curry's.
Oh. That's out today as well if you want another game that you want to play.
I was like, I kind of saw that sale price. I'm like, well, that's probably going to be the same price as it would be in a few months' time once the prices come tumbling down. So I'm just going to grab that when it's that price.
Yeah, Mario Wonder also incredible reviews today. As well.
Yeah, incredible reviews. 10 out of 10s, 9s out of 10s, 1 8 out.
That's another game that
5. I'm looking forward to it coming through my letterbox. Apparently this afternoon.
It might be the game of the week next week, or the week after.
Or the week after,
because he's on holiday next week.
Quite possibly.
We'll see. And that's the end of gaming news.
So Becky.
Yes.
You knew I was gonna.
I knew you were gonna start with saying Becky.
I kind of had this smile on my face just before I hit record, and that's because I was like, I know how I'm gonna open this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're in a bit of a weird place, kind of podcast-wise. Mm-hmm. So we've just had a little bit of a non-break.
Yeah.
We're taking a very quick kind of half-term break next week.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to take a moment and talk last week.
Yeah.
Talk Twitch.
Yeah.
Because I've been talking a lot about Twitch over the last... feels like a long time.
Yeah.
And... so if you're not sure what Twitch is, if you've not seen last week or whatever, if you just want a quick recap, it's basically a streaming platform. Imagine something like YouTube where you can sit down and watch lots of different stuff. Twitch is something similar, but it's live stuff, and it's known for its gaming content. It is known for watching people play games.
Yeah.
You can watch, there's normally a view of their face on a camera in a corner whilst the main screen is taken up by the game that they are playing, and it's so you can watch people's reactions. It's so you can see them kind of talking back to you because there's like a chat box that you can type comments into. They'll read the chat box, they might react to it, talk back to you. So you've kind of got that two-way-esque conversation going on. Worth bearing in mind that whilst it's normally used for kind of live broadcasting of a computer game that you are playing, basically, I mean, we could put this on Twitch if we really wanted to.
We could,
maybe we should one day. But anyway,
that's got Andy thinking.
and my point being is that it's not just games.
Yeah.
You have people kind of live streaming, kind of live broadcasting them doing some game development, some programming. You've got a channel for people playing music live. It's basically their own kind of live studio in their rooms, their office, wherever. You've even got kind of church services live, and basically anything you can put in front of a camera, you can put on Twitch if you want people to watch it live. That's what Twitch is, right? And it's interesting when you go into a conversation with a certain bias. And so I went into the conversation with both Damien and Rob thinking it'd be nice if they talked about the positive aspects of Twitch.
Yes. Yeah.
And obviously some of my questions were kind of geared that way. But what I was really, I'm not sure pleased is the right answer.
Yeah.
But surprised was that both of them talked about community and their sense of community with their followers on Twitch. And I just thought, actually, that didn't come from me. I was expecting it to, but for both of them to kind of come out with it suggests to me that there's something there, that they've got that sense of belonging to a place.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about like gaming community before, and I think like it was really nice to be able to hear people that are actually involved in these communities and hear their benefit for them. I think that's what I sort of took away from it most, was actually like that these, like, it does have a huge benefit to these people that people that use it in terms of like the mental health, and having that sort of sense of community that we would expect to have from face-to-face interactions, and actually they can have it by just having a virtual community, and actually that serves the same purpose for them as it does that, like, for me going out and meeting my friends or whatever like that. And actually that's, you know, it's amazingly beneficial that you can do that on a virtual world. It definitely became more of a thing, I think, probably over lockdown. It was definitely a thing before that, but I think lockdown just sort of made it more of a thing. And I know that we had young people at youth work that would say that they're using Twitch to like just interact with their friends and chat and stuff like that. And
you just talk to people. I mean, you could take the view of looking at it going, yeah, but it's not the same as in real life and talking to people face to face. What really struck me was the story that really kind of hit me, that I heard, I think it was last Friday, or whenever it was hearing about, I think it's Damien who talked about him and a number of his friends on Twitch kind of coming together to raise money for another friend who was living homeless at that time. And they managed to raise a fair bit of cash out of that. So therefore this community having a very real, very heartfelt, tangible benefit there. And I think it's those sort of stories that I like to think this podcast is here for. But I think it's also the sort of story where we should just be shouting about more often, because there's so much good coming from online community. Yeah, and it's nice to hear a positive story of an online community as well, and be able to say, actually, like, for all the negatives that we hear about stuff like in the online communities in the news, actually there are benefits to them as well, and they bring people together where you wouldn't necessarily, like, we definitely have people that have friends from across the whole world because of platforms like Twitch. And it creates an environment where you can meet and get to know anybody, like, from various different places across the world, and have a community that is much larger than just the area you live in, which is amazing. Yeah, totally. I mean, for example, I keep meaning to engage more with a church based in America. You know, I don't think I would ever say that if it wasn't because of the combination of Twitch and Instagram and things like that. And well, it just feels a little bit mad, but it's incredibly positive as well. But I guess, and going back to what you said about in the news, you only really hear kind of the negative stuff about anything. And it's the negative stuff that kind of get people's attention, and people go, you need to look out for this. Well, actually, what very much picked up from doing the last episode, there's a heck of a lot of good there.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And now it's time for Andy's Game of the Week. Andy, we touched on this earlier, but what is your Game of the Week this week?
I think it's going to give it away to
Yeah,
everyone on
I
YouTube.
mean, it's very obvious if you're watching on YouTube.
It's been a while. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I think we had a conversation way back in our broom cupboard days.
In the broom cupboard days?
Where we talked about games we really should play.
Yes, what should we play?
And I think I said Minecraft.
Yes, both of us went, we should probably be playing Minecraft.
Now,
So
what happened is that on Friday, just gone,
Okay.
I was trying to get my daughter to go to bed. And I made a mistake.
What?
Alright, I made a really just incredible mistake.
Outrageous.
Is that I agreed to stay upstairs near her.
Okay.
So she felt she had company.
Okay.
There was a grown up nearby. And I'm there going, what should I do?
Yeah.
So I loaded up Minecraft on the Xbox.
Okay.
Which obviously got her attention.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, Daddy's playing Minecraft.
Yep.
For record, I have tried talking to her about this before.
Yep.
Maybe it was the wrong time. I don't know. But she was like, oh, Daddy's playing Minecraft. And she's like, obviously that didn't help in getting her to go to bed.
No.
But what came from that was, well, we can do this tomorrow. We can sit down and you can teach me how to use this.
Oh, did she teach you?
She kind of did, actually.
Oh, that's fun.
And yeah, we basically spent most of last weekend playing Minecraft.
Nice.
I may have jumped back on Monday as well, and I might have looked into it on Tuesday. I definitely spent some of yesterday during my work time looking into different parts of Minecraft.
Okay, so you're officially hooked.
It might be taking up too much of my headspace, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's about perception. So what I struggled with was the controls. In that I was very much taking it as a you're just kind of wandering around doing stuff, and it's all very much kind of me-centered type activity, and I just couldn't get my head around how the controls work to let you build stuff.
Yeah.
Was what happened in my head at one point when I was like building up a house. I was like, hang on a second. If you take it from a different perspective, and the perspective of someone kind of almost leaning in, almost like you're building Lego.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense, and you kind of focus on what you're doing rather than where you are.
Yeah.
It makes it a heck of a lot easier to control.
Okay.
And at that point, I am a little bit hooked on it.
Okay.
Truth
So
be
you got
told.
really hooked.
I mean, I know Mario Wonder's coming out this weekend. I don't know what's going to happen.
Ooh, toss up between playing Mario Wonder and playing Minecraft.
I might just be spending all I've got half time off.
Yeah. All week, alternating between two games. Excellent.
Could well happen.
I mean, we have talked about it before, and I still haven't picked up, but I find it very confusing.
For record,
yeah.
there is a lot to it.
Okay.
On its simplest level,
Yeah.
you are just chilling out in this kind of virtual world whilst building things. That's the simplest level. There is kind of other bits and pieces that I haven't really explored yet.
Okay.
There, you can have like a survival element to it,
Right.
where you die if you don't, or you don't die, kind of respawn. If you don't eat enough, there's kind of creatures out there that can hurt you.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
You don't have, but the thing is, you don't have to play that.
Okay.
So you don't have to play the survival mode.
You can play sandbox mode.
You can play like the creative, peaceful mode.
Okay.
Which is
That's
where I have fallen in love with it, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
It's incredibly chilled out. It's very relaxing.
I just find it so so the one time that I played it, I tried to play it, got very confused and just ended up digging a hole, and then I couldn't get out of the hole, and then I just stayed in the hole.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to spend a bit more time with the controls.
Yeah.
My days. I mean, the thing is, I was exactly there, like, probably just last week.
Yeah.
So all this kind of slight fanboyishness energy is just been from this week.
Nice.
And I think that is because the controls just clicked for no good reason.
Yeah, we will say it's quite a nice family game. So you and your daughter play it together. Yeah. It's quite a nice, like, because it's not so violent or anything like that. You can play with your kids.
You can play split screen as well. Ooh. So you can literally play 2 people on the same screen. Does depend on what version of Minecraft and what machine and exactly how it works. So it is a thing you need to kind of dig into a little bit to really understand and really kind of get the most out of. In fact, we just had someone getting attacked by some thing up on the screen. But it's definitely worthwhile trying to have a go at it if it doesn't make sense, especially if you've got kids, you know. Yeah. If they're keen, it's worthwhile having a go at it. Yeah. If you're looking for a peaceful, almost cozy game to play, I'm sure you've already played it, to be perfectly honest. And I
will say, from my experience as a youth worker, that young people love it when you can't do something that they can. And actually, like, my experience tells me that when I do stuff like I can't do Minecraft and I try it, they're all like, this is really funny to watch. And actually, it's the effort that they more appreciate the effort that you put in. So even if you don't feel confident, even if you're thinking this seems ridiculous and I'm probably just going to end up making a fool of myself, like, it is totally a bonding experience. It can be a bonding experience between you and your child or your young person. And I think, like, I would just say go for it and try it and see if it does bring you closer together.
And I think it's worthwhile also noting that everyone loves it when you need their help. Yeah. I think that's a universal thing, and kids even more so. Yeah. So, I guess it's very much a parent review of Minecraft. Yeah. Because I'm assuming that, considering the early news story, if you're a Minecraft fan, you probably already have it. Yeah.
And you'd be surprised who are Minecraft fans, can I just say? Like, you'd be really surprised. I like chat with people, and they're like, these people, like I've met people that like love first person shooters and all this kind of stuff, and you talk to them about Minecraft, and they'll suddenly go, oh, this is what I'm doing in Minecraft. And it's true, like, it's not just kids, it's not just like parents, it's like you get a real selection of people that really love Minecraft.
Yeah, I talked about it on our kind of YMCA resident Facebook gamer group, and there's lots of voices that kind of piped up about it who I wouldn't necessarily expect them to talk about it in quite that level of excitement. Yeah. And I was like, it happens. If you are new to Minecraft and if you are wanting to pick up a copy, I think it's probably going to be quicker for me to list the platforms it's not on. It's worthwhile kind of just looking to see if it's available on your gaming platform of choice.
It's not always that expensive either. I think we got it for like a tenner.
I think it's a $5 on like iPhone, mobile devices, Kindle Fire tablets.
It's quite a big game for being not that expensive.
Could be a bit more than a $5 if you think about it, but around about that sort of amount.
Good stuff.
Or more depending on the package you get with it.
Awesome. That is all we've got time for this week. Thanks for your little review of Minecraft there, Andy. If you want to, please do find us on all our social medias, on Facebook and Instagram, at YMCA Exeter Games and at YMCA Exeter. I think we're on Threads. I think we're on X or whatever.
Threads. We should talk about Threads more.
So please do find us. If you're listening to this on your favourite podcast thing, please do find us on YouTube as well. You can find us at YMCA Exeter Games on YouTube.
And you would just see me awkwardly wave a camera.
Yeah, and Andy awkwardly wave. So hello if you're watching us on YouTube. And we will. Well, we won't see you next week because Andy's away.
Half term.
It's half term, so we will see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes. Take care now.